Hi, I'm Jeff Stokes. Welcome to Jeff's Daily Dose of Encouragement. Today I want to encourage you about our attitude towards the poor and needy. Right throughout the scriptures, we see that God's heart, among other people, is really for people that are the poor and needy and stuff. And often the way that they're treated is not very good in God's sight, and God does not like that. In Luke 16, I was reading this morning about the story of the rich man and Lazarus. Everyone might be familiar with that, and it really struck me that right throughout the passage after the rich man and Lazarus died, we know that Lazarus was in in Abraham's bosom, and the rich man was in torment. And what got me was no matter what happened in the whole situation, that rich man still had an attitude of looking down on Lazarus as a servant, to get him to do this for me, get him to do that for me, get him to do that for me. And yet while he was alive, he treated him really badly and wouldn't give him what he needed for his hunger, the fact that he was either crippled or sick, had sores and everything like that. It says even the dogs licked his sores. But the rich man wouldn't lift a finger to help him. And it just struck me that it's actually a really serious thing before God if we mistreat or don't take account of how people who are maybe homeless or through want of good health and things like that need us to reach out to them, but we look down on them. And I'm not saying that anyone listening to this is doing that, but it just highlighted to me the seriousness of how God takes this if we treat people, especially those who are down and out, really badly. So my encouragement is to really let's have that heart of compassion for the poor and needy, for those that are less fortunate than us, instead of enjoying the high life ourselves or pleasures of this life and not being able to share from what we have with them. You know, my wife and I often after church go to a little bakery to buy stuff, and often there's a person sitting outside on the ground, and they're either wanting money or food, and we often have to buy them food. And sometimes I have to check my attitude, because if the same guy's there every week and I don't want to keep shelling out money all the time, I have to have a bit of a heart change by the time I leave that shop and go and ask them, would you like something to eat? So yeah, it can be a struggle sometimes if people keep constantly doing that, because we have a social welfare system in our country that's quite able to help people, but yet still there are people that fall foul of that. So anyway, that's my encouragement for you today. And that's Jesus came to seek and save that was lost, but he also came to change our hearts so that we treat everyone the same, no matter what level of life. It says that in James about rich people and how they treat people as well. If you don't know the Lord Jesus Christ, if you confess with your mouth the Lord Jesus and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. For whosoever shall confess that Jesus is the Son of God, God dwells in him, and he in God, and he will then give you his heart for the poor and needy. Look how Jesus healed lepers and blind people and stuff like that, and even fed 5,000 with 5 loaves and 2 fishes or whatever. You know, his heart was always to have compassion on those people. God bless you. Have a great day.